Hi, Majesties. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yourself well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. We got super thanks from Carol Middlebrooks. Thank you so much for the super thanks to all of you for your love and support, for sharing our videos, for giving our videos thumbs up, for leaving your comments there. You are all loved, Your Majesties. So today there are a series of information I just want to bring to you at a go, so that won't be left behind because there are some informations that were shared. Okay, the first thing we'll be talking about is, of course, you know the whole issue going on in the Congo. Um, the M23 rebel crisis that have been going on for some years now, and the whole struggle between the Congolese and her neighbors, like between Congo and the neighbors around her. And a lot have what to say. Some blame the Congolese government and her people. Some blame Rwanda and their president. Some blame Uganda and their president. And of course, like I said, I brought some of the informations to you. We have Ibrahim Traore, who is challenging the African Union to do something about the Congo. All the information, all the clips are here. I just want to, create a base, a background, so that you understand the informations that you'll be getting after this. Okay. Of course, we know that I think it was a day ago. The Sahel officially exit ECOWAS. Officially, they are no more part of ECOWAS as at 2 days ago or so, if I'm not wrong. And Ibrahim Traore is challenging the African Union to do something. If they felt like the Sahel cutting off from a body called ECOWAS was not proper, there are reasons why the Sahel cut out from ECOWAS, and it is similar to what is happening in the Congo. A bigger lion up there is exploiting, and for this bigger lion to exploit, this bigger lion will have to turn, the smaller animals against each other, so that he can now have space to come in and take out whatever he wants to take out. I'm sorry, I'm using an illustration like this, and I believe the message is passed, right? And he said it is because of situations like what is going on in the Congo that they felt like it is high time for them to take over leadership of the Sahel region, which they did. And after they did, there was a whole lot of change. The video after this, tomorrow, we will see the changes that we are talking about 2 years after Ibrahim Traore took over the mantle of leadership of Burkina Faso. We will see the differences between the leadership of the military leadership and the so-called civilian leadership that we love so much and we do not want to let go. So that video will be up tomorrow, and I don't want you to miss that video because there are lots of issues that I touched there. Okay, so Ibrahim challenged African Union that if they felt like it was wrong for Sahel to cut off from that body called ECOWAS, then they should prove them now wrong by intervening in the situation of the Congo and settling. Of course, they should have the power if they claim that they are the owner of that body. Mind you, ECOWAS is not owned by Africans. When you go to ECOWAS meetings, you see majority, over 50% are whites. And you ask yourself, they say this is a meeting for Africans. Why are they over 50% white here? African Union, the leadership of African Union, the politics played in African Union is something that when you know this, there are things that when you know you shed tears. When it comes to leadership, it is the same Europe and America that's there's a word I'm looking for. The same Europe and America, they are the ones that orchestrate. They are the ones that on the ground look for somebody that they can control. So African Union is infiltrated, ECOWAS is infiltrated, it's not African voice anymore. All they do there is not for the interest of Africa, but just for individual interest, for the money they get from these so-called lions that are always in charge of the affairs of the African people. And after that information, we see where some journalists in Burkina Faso are trying to force out words from Ibrahim Traoré pertaining how long he will stay. And you see, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't want that day to come where Ibrahim Traoré would step down. But the truth is that there are people, a few people who are waiting to see that Ibrahim Traoré step down. I'm saying a few people because when you go to hear what the masses have to say, the Burkinabés have to say, they tell you that they don't even want him to step down. They want him to remain there as long as the creator allows him to rule them. They never want Ibrahim to step down. But there are groups that want him to step down. And of course, you know the reason why this group want him to step down. And anyway, there are informations that sometimes you don't say outside, but I just hope you understand that. So you're going to get to that information as well, and how Ibrahim Traoré went further to explain to the people that sometimes they get approached with boxes of money, how much do you want, like to pay you off, so you step down and they can have upper hand. This is the realities that we are faced. And when we tell you that Europe and America is never a friend of Africa, most of you flare up and say, without Europe, Africa will not succeed. Yes, there are people who believe that without Europe and America, Africa cannot succeed. Africans don't even go far away. Africans in Africa, some of them believe that without Europe and America, Africa cannot succeed. And I was happy at the end where Ibrahim said he is a soldier, not a politician. So those boxes of money will have nothing to do with him, because what he have at heart is the success and the growth of his people. When he see that his people are now independent enough, he knows when to step down on his own. I've talked too much, I'm sorry, but just listen to the information, and I'm going to see you in my next one.
Enfants du Congo meurent.
The children of Congo have been dying for years.
Plusieurs autres conflits, tels au Soudan.
Several other conflicts, such as in Sudan, exist on the continent.
Nous aurions aimé voir l'Union africaine générer.
We would have liked to see the African Union generate the strength and all the strategies necessary to support its states so that they can find peace.
Nous ne viendrons même pas parler de nous ici au Sahel.
We will not even talk about us here in the Sahel. For nearly 10 years, the Sahel has been the scene of international terrorism.
Mais nous ne voyons aucun soutien.
But we see no support from these organizations to find a solution to this problem.
Pire, il y a quelques jours de cela, un pays
Worse, a few days ago, a foreign country in Africa openly announced that it had supported and participated in a cowardly, terrorist, and barbaric attack against the forces of our confederation. The African Union did not say a word to condemn this interference. The African Union did not say a word to condemn this interference of a foreign state in Africa in the internal affairs of our states. I would like them to hear this shout and get out of their silence and take action so that the youth can believe in the African Union.
Mr. President, there has been a long discussion about how long you will stay and when you will organize elections. How long will the transition last? Is it today? Do you have an answer to this, or do you think it is not a priority? For you, how long will Captain Ibrahim Traoré be in charge before organizing elections to step down?
I was going to ask you a question in return before answering you.
I'm not here to answer questions. Sir,
it's a debate. It's nice. If today, in 6 months, we decided to abandon the people, you, as a very objective man, aware of our situation, what would you say? What would your comment be?
Honestly, I prefer to stick to that, even though you know my true thoughts.
All right. Since we've been here, we haven't taken a single day off. The whole exec.
But when you say that, politicians say, this is our job, since there are those who do it. They do their job. We want to return to democracy. We want to go back to parliament with people who are elected. We want to let the people speak. Are we staying like this or setting up a new model? They learned here. We don't want them learning elsewhere and applying it here.
To put them on the right track. They learned their profession. This profession is... We don't want people to learn this profession elsewhere and come apply it here. We want to create a model. Because the way things are done here is in fact not the right way.
For you, sir, President, there's no question of talking about organization, about elections and transition.
Yes, we're going to organize the local elections right now.
So we need to reset everything.
No. Aside from the system that's in place, which needs to be reviewed, the elections, they concern all of Burkina Faso. Do you think they are ready today to go to Soleil, to Falangonto, to campaign like... But they are Burkina-based. They must definitely vote.
First, we need to get the wire through.
There needs to be a minimum level of security so that if there's a campaign, people can go everywhere in Burkina, explain their ideas to the Burkinabe people, and the people will choose, because it's no longer about distributing goods. There will be reforms on the Electoral Code. It's over, that's it. If you get caught up in this, you will be disqualified. Well, I'm not going to get ahead of Iran in the water, but I can tell you that there are reforms coming. This way of doing things, of buying people's consciences, is over. Our mission is to awaken people's consciousness so that they never accept this again. If you think you can govern the country, you need to explain your political program. What are you going to do? And maybe after a while, the people will evaluate whether you should continue your term or not. In short, we won't say everything, but there will be reforms in the electoral system. And to participate in the elections, all Burkinabés must vote. Know how many compromises they're trying to make us accept here? How many proposals? If we had thought about the future, maybe today we would already be billionaires. Because there are so many big accounts.
Not suitcases often?
Suitcases. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 examples. When you take the Dungeons Airport, when they come to negotiate with you, you have to sign so that they give you 5% over 30 years. If I accept, imagine that's how many billions. We're not going to mortgage the future of our country there. We're not done for that.
President, do you think about the pre-presidency of Faso? You said at the beginning that you don't like power because it brings problems. One day, are you saying that this matter should be resolved quickly so that I can return to my military life without anxiety, without constraints?
It's like you said, coming here, we didn't come with that objective. Now the people have given us a task. We have sworn not to betray the people. We are fulfilling our mission. What comes next is not our concern. Because if you think about your future, you can't govern our states. I can assure you of that. If you think about your future, if you're afraid, you can't govern in that state.
Do you want to be president for life, or what are you saying? President for life, do you think that's possible?
No, I am not someone else's wish. It's true, we see it elsewhere. You're going to get tired.
What are you already tired of?
As long as I see the people standing, we are never tired. I'm telling you, it's a tough life. If you think about the future. Is it your own human future? You can't govern states. There is pressure. They put all sorts of pressure on you, threats, everything. We are here for the people. So you have insomnia every day? Insomnia? No insomnia. Because we're not afraid.
You afraid?
I am not a politician and I don't beat around the bush. I am a soldier and I prefer to tell you the truth. Everyone is free to take it or leave it. Everyone drives their car, everyone lives well. We eat in the morning, we eat in the afternoon and evening, and we do whatever we want to do. We are free to speak, to say what we want. This is democracy. This is the law. That's all. That's all we know in Ouagadougou. But go and see them, the children who are skin and bones. Go see those who are starving. Go see those women who can no longer breastfeed because they have nothing left in their breasts. Go see them. Let's not pretend. If our journalists don't have the courage to go out in the field and bring back these images, it's because we want to whitewash Burkina's image. I'm telling you, it's false. It exists. When I tell you about people who eat grass, those who want to contest, I will take them to see it continues. It hasn't even stopped, because we have managed to supply some villages, but others not yet. We are still on the way. No civilian can even support us with trucks, so we can show solidarity with these populations. What kind of integrity is this? What is integrity, Burkina Faso? What is it? This lack of support has deeply unsettled and revolted us. Until we truly address the core issues plaguing this country, we will remain in a state of unrest and discontent. For the moment, we've managed to secure some trucks in the army and have been using our own means to transport supplies. However, this hasn't really added much to the support for the starving populations. And even in doing this, there's been a distinct lack of empathy. The citizens were aware of the situation, but they've remained on the sidelines. This is to say that solidarity has disappeared in Burkina. Have pity for the people, have pity for the youth, have pity for the children. What have these villagers done so that when the sun sets, they find themselves in caves and under trees? They leave village after village, and in the morning they come back to see if everything is okay before returning. They sleep in the bush. They cannot sleep in their homes. We don't tell you these truths. This is the reality of Burkina. We only see our cities. We are responsible for what happens to us, and we will be fully responsible for what will follow, whether it is good or bad. It will depend on our behavior in the future. Everyone gives their best. And I think we can get there. I am optimistic. I have faith. And it will happen.